Hello, good morning. I'm Marianne Steele, Relationship Manager here at the Printing Charity. Thank you very much for joining today's webinar, which is all about workplace wellbeing. So what we're focusing on today is this year's theme for workplace wellbeing during our Workplace Wellbeing Week, which is turning ideas and good intentions into actionable steps. And here with me today, I'm actually on site today at Systematic Print in Lincolnshire, and we'll be talking a little bit later on about the sorts of things that we've been doing here today and what they do here for workplace wellbeing. But first of all, I just want to talk about this webinar and the reason why we've set it up. So earlier this month, in preparation for World Wellbeing Week, we shared some thoughts and actions with our wellbeing community members, giving them some ideas that could make a real difference to the working day. But today we want to hear from you, our wellbeing community members who are here watching this webinar, which is being recorded as well, by the way, so that if anybody wasn't able to register, wasn't able to watch today that has registered, they'll automatically get a recording of this webinar. We want to hear from you all about the sorts of things that you're doing in your workplace to support employee wellbeing in the workplace. And that doesn't just mean today, it doesn't just mean World Wellbeing Week, it's any day, every day, whatever it is that you do and how you work to support your people. But before we come on to that in detail, I just want to take you through a very short presentation which covers everything that the Printing Charity does. And the reason for that is that we may well have some people on this webinar call today that aren't familiar with the Printing Charity's support services, and there might be things that you don't actually know about. So we're just going to show this short video recording now, so that you can understand a little bit more. And then if you've got any questions at the end, you can ask away.
We are the Printing Charity. For almost 200 years, we have been providing practical, emotional and financial support for people in print, paper, packaging, publishing and graphics, whenever we are needed, throughout careers and into retirement. We know life doesn't always go to plan. Our free confidential employee helpline provides in-the-moment emotional support 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We provide grants to help people in our sectors who are struggling with an unexpected expense or everyday essentials, whether they're in work, unemployed or retired. And we signpost people to specialist resources and services when needed. Our retirement living is for people of reduced financial means who are retired from our sectors. They're friendly, welcoming and supportive almshouse communities where help is on hand if it's needed. And through our annual Rising Star Awards, we provide training and development grants to help the industry's emerging talent shine, equipping them with the skills they need to build a successful career in our vibrant, ever-evolving industry. From practical and emotional help to financial assistance, supporting skills development and retirement living. Remember, we're here for you.
Thank you. I hope you all enjoyed watching that short video. This particular page is about our wellbeing community. We set this up at the beginning of the year, so that all of the people who we are connected to in the industry, those businesses, can have access online to all of the support services that we provide: information leaflets, advice, guidance, support for managers, all sorts of information is available on there for you. And it's there to support you in terms of putting your ideas and good intentions into action. There's support there that you can use, print off and get some things going within your workplace. So please do have a look, if you haven't already, have a look at that Wellbeing Community Hub online. You will all have had a password to get on, If for any reason you can't remember that password, then please get in touch with your relationship manager, myself or one of the team. Rob, Gary, Nikki are there to support you. Get in touch with us and we'll remind you what that password is so that you can get on. Likewise, if there's anyone watching who isn't already registered and a member of our wellbeing community and you'd like to get that information, then please go on our website, get in touch, register for that information, and one of the relationship managers will get in touch with you and give you that support to get onboarded. So that's everything about our wellbeing community and everything that's available on there. So thank you for that short presentation side of it. I think we now want to move on to actual actions and some of the things that have been going on, particularly today here at Systematic Print, where I have to say, on a personal level, we've been having a great time, haven't we? It's been an amazing morning, but I do think the weather has contributed some way to that fantastic time. All I will say is look out for the pictures on social media later, because there's some stunners, particularly of the scenery, really lovely. So I'm here, joined me today is Jackie Vere, Operations Director at Systematic. And Jackie is going to be talking to us about some of the things that they do here to support workplace wellbeing. So thanks, Jackie, for joining us this morning. And thank you. Problem. Thank you so much for hosting.
No, you're very welcome.
And setting us up in this beautiful room, which just looks stunning with all of the information that we've got here. So let's tell everybody, what have we been doing today?
Well, it's been a bit of a happy coincidence in terms of scheduling, really, hasn't it, Marianne? So, yes, we took the opportunity today to have a wellbeing walk in the lovely Lincolnshire Wolds, which is an area of outstanding natural beauty and on our doorstep. We try to have a fairly active programme of team building events. So it's a real mix of timings and types of activities. But just to maximise engagement, we took some time out within our working day today, just to start early with a bit of a hike up the hills and through the fields, just to capture the sort of the sun and the lovely views that we have. One of our colleagues, Ruth, goes on that dog walk most mornings and is always coming in energised and enthusiastic about our setting. So she wanted to kind of show us all what she gets up to and what her route is. So we all joined her on her second walk today, and then just came back for some breakfast buns and some great insights from you. So yeah, it's been a great day. Thank you.
Can I just ask, how old is Ruth?
In her 50s.
She does that walk how many times a day?
Every day, I think. Yeah.
And it's like this, isn't it?
Yeah. Most people think Lincolnshire is very flat, and in the main it is. But we do have the wolds. So yeah, you do find the odd hill.
Yeah. She marched us up that hill.
She did.
If we were going backwards. She did.
She did.
So that was what we did this morning.
Yes.
Today. So what other sorts of things do you find that you like to do to support employees?
Yeah, I don't know if we factor it into our business goals each year. So we have it there as an objective, which makes us just accountable to measuring what we do and the impact of what we do. Obviously, we account for that from a budget perspective as well, but it's a real mix of things. And sometimes it's not about spending lots of money. It's just about dedicating time to that. It's just taking some time out from the business, mixing up the format of what we do. Sometimes it does involve a cold beverage or two, but other times it's just a bacon butty and a cup of tea and something different. So yes, we're a small team, we're all very dependent on one another, and I think we just want to prioritise wellbeing as much as we can. A lot of that comes down to being very flexible in our outlook. We know our team, we know that they're very motivated by flexibility and managing their work-life balance in a proactive way. So we have lots of incentives and bonuses around time off, and just supporting their routine so that their work and their life kind of is a seamless blend, really, as far as possible.
What proportion of your team are home workers?
Yeah, most people work in the office 2 days a week. We have a set rota for that, but again, there's some flexibility within it. Most of our team actually work part-time, and it's not just mums on the school run, it's a real mix of things. We have dads on the school run, we have people doing picking up their kids at the bus stop like me. We have people that have built their working pattern around pets and family commitments, which is fine. I think we just make it work. Our rota is very complicated, but it does work.
And you said earlier that you have teams that work in pods that support each other as well.
Yes, so that's been a change that we've made really in the last year, but just to bring some added contingency and support for our clients, particularly given these flexible working patterns, is we introduced an approach within our sales team, our biggest team, whereby we have sales pods. So they're sort of internal subgroups, I suppose, that have a degree of independence, interdependence, and also accountability amongst themselves to support their allocated group of clients. So there's incentives for them to work effectively as a pod structure, but then also bringing them into the overarching company objectives as well.
So great for team working.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Are there any other things that you have planned this year that you would like to share with us, or things that you've done before?
Yeah, we're always open to ideas, really. So last year our organisation was 50 years old, so we all once went to a local gin distillery that we've got links to, and we did some blending of different gins, and we came up with a recipe for our 50th anniversary gin that we did some limited edition bottles of and distributed to our clients and our key contacts and our team, of course. Then we have other celebrations for work milestones. So we've got a 10th anniversary for our colleague Pete next month. So we are his 10th anniversary. So we are having a day out in Cleethorpes, and all that is good about Cleethorpes. So yeah, so we've got a programme of different things, but a lot of the ideas don't come from us as leaders of business. It's from the team.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
So you get together as a team and say, what would you like to do?
Yeah, definitely.
That's lovely. That's great. So how do you think that makes people feel then, as who work here at Systematic, the team?
I think it keeps us all quite grounded, and it gives us a sense of perspective. We celebrate long service, but we like to think that we're keen and we're fresh and we're renewing our skills. So we do welcome new recruits into the business when we can. But we've got a very stable kind of long-standing team, which we're very grateful for. And us as leaders of the business, we're part of that team as well. So we equally value the opportunity to just stay grounded to life. It's print and design that we're dealing with. It's not life and death. Sometimes you can just get very focused on the stresses and the strains of the day, and actually it's just beneficial to take a step back and think about the big picture.
And what do you do personally, Jackie, to take a step back? What's the sort of things that you do to wind down? Can you share?
Well, I'm a busy kind of working mum as well, really, but I just enjoy the diversity of our jobs, but equally it's nice to be able to kind of switch off the computer and the laptop and disconnect in all senses for a while. So yes, you'll find me gardening or at Pilates or running in the gym, something like that. Yeah.
Excellent. That's lovely. Thank you very much.
Thanks
for sharing. Thanks for sharing all of those things. I know that we have on this call today people from across all of our sectors within the industry, and we've got a couple of people who I know are very happy to also share some of their thoughts and ideas and practical what they've been actually doing. So we've got Matthew Adlington is here and he's raised his hand. So we've got Matthew from Exoclair. And thank you again, because I know you're only just back from holiday yesterday, aren't you? So thanks very much for jumping on.
Always walk back into a storm. You come back from some time off, don't you?
Walk into a storm. Well, I think you've got just as nice weather here as what you had in Albania, was it?
Yeah, that's right, Albania. Yeah, it's absolutely lovely here as well, though. So the tan just continues to get topped up, luckily.
Excellent. So, Matthew, can you share with the team here and everybody who's on this webinar here today? Can you share with us some of the things that you do over there in Exoclair to support employee well-being?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm not sure whether we do a good job, a great job, or a bad job, really. I have no sort of reference. I'm not really sure what other companies are doing. So it'd be quite interesting if people do contribute to the meeting to see what other people are doing and find out ways we can improve ourselves. But at the moment, I think we do a relatively good job that's sort of relevant to the employees that we have. So we Exoclair sort of base ourselves on sort of a 10 steps to well-being, if you like, and it's based across 3 different categories. So we have a few things that we do that we provide to the employees, that's sort of a provision. We have a few things in terms of information that's available for the employees, and we also have training for the employees as well. So there are sort of 3 categories that I'm going to quickly run through some bullet points of things that we do. So based on provisions, things that we provide to promote wellbeing at Exoclair, we have 2 mental health first aiders on site, which is myself and a lady from HR, which is a St John's level 3 mental health first aider course. By no means are we experts or counsellors or anything like that. It gives us a very foundation touch on how to be empathetic, how to listen, body language, tones, and more importantly, it's just a confidential, non-judgmental space where any employee can come at any time to have a discussion about anything that they need to. It doesn't have to be work related. It can be personal. Everyone has bad days sometimes, and we respect the rant. The rant is very important. It's very healthy. So that's sort of our initial offer of support. We also have a great catalogue of helplines, advices, where we can sort of signpost and get people the right support should they need it in those settings. So that's sort of one thing that we provide. We also provide. We decided when we had sort of a business renovation midway through last year, 2025. So we built 2 new canteens. So one's for our office staff and one's for our factory staff. And in those areas, they've got pool tables, dartboards, Wii consoles, TVs. There's board games in there. There's dining sets. There's cooking facilities, that sort of thing. So it's very important that we have them that welfare space during their break times to really connect, get away from their work environment. And just as important for the office as well, because a lot of people that work in the office, probably know yourselves, tend to eat at their desk quite regularly. And some people still do that here at Exoclair. It's completely up to them, but we really do try and encourage them to get away from that work environment, take a break in a different space to have that clarity before going back to work after lunch. And we've had really positive feedback from that. We've noticed an increase in people's motivation, productivity as well in doing that. People are talking a lot more about their personal lives and building those relationships in the workplace. So that was quite an effective move that we did. We also provide, quite silly, but we do provide free fruit bowls, teas, coffees, and that sort of thing. So there's always that sort of facility available at work. And then during warmer conditions, like the last few days, we've been walking around dishing out ice lollies and ice creams around to the workforce as well, which is just for a few quid, it's a nice gesture to dish around. Everyone enjoys an ice cream on a hot day. And then a bit like yourself there, we also do some team building activities. So we do go out for meals. We do go out for quiz night. There's some people in the office, they go out, meet for dog walks, that sort of thing. So you're getting out outside of the work environment for those sort of activities as well, which is quite important. So that's sort of the physical provisions that we do here at Exoclair. But based on like what information is available to people to raise that awareness around positive mental health, we've got a notice board, which is like an internal notice board in both of the canteens, and that's sort of our internal policy for our mental health and stress management policy. So all the employees can see our stance as a business on it, where we stand on it, what's available to them. It's got hints and tips based on improving positive mental health in terms of connecting with other people, staying physically active, learning new skills, giving to others and showing appreciation, just sort of a communication point of view. and that's quite important as well. And then we also have a list of free advice helplines for various issues that are available from sort of the St. John's leaflets that they gave us. So that's one of our notice boards, which is sort of a general overview of positive mental health. And we've also now recently implemented a specific printing charity notice board as well. So Marion, thanks for all the information you sent over to us. That was gratefully received. The printing charity now advertised both of our canteens, and it's got all of your leaflets on there and contact numbers and who you are and what you offer and what you do. So that information is for people, because again, like you say, coming forward is quite difficult. You know, talking to somebody that you know or you see every day can be quite difficult. So if that information is available for people to find in their own time, in their canteens, where their lockers are, they have that option to talk to somebody completely confidential and keep it personal, which is really good as well. Yeah, so that's an information point of view. And then lastly, the last category there is training. So as a business, I've conducted toolbox talks to talk about the importance of good mental health and communication, supporting each other, looking out for each other, and that sort of thing. We've also had, we paid for an external company to come in and provide some training called Turning Factor. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of them. If you haven't, researched them. What
is it called? Sorry, did you say Turning Factor?
Turning Factor. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
They come to site and they basically train your employees on motivational maps, which is understanding different types of people, introverts, extroverts, characteristics of people, and how people deal with different things. And they do some quite fun activities where they ask you loads of questions like, how would you deal? They'll give you like a multiple choice answer. How would you deal with this sort of scenario? Or what's your initial reaction to this sort of scenario? How would you do this? By the time you get to the end of the quiz, it almost categorizes you to a type of person. And it's almost like a horoscope, and you read out those attributes of that sort of person. It's quite interesting at the end when we're all reading out the attributes that we came to. There's a few people that read theirs out, and you're like, do you know what? That is exactly you down to a T. And I read mine out, and they was like, yeah, absolutely, that's you down to a T. So it's quite important that the awareness of how other people respond to things and react to things and their methodical way of thinking to get to the same result, as well as your own. You sort of learn a bit about yourself during that process. So that was very good training. And they also, on the back of that, did conflict management. So important for the customer sales team and people that are customer facing to give them the right tools to be able to deal with conflict or challenging conversations, and really feel empowered and confident in completing their task properly, allows them to have a better work day when they have a negative phone call, because some people can take that quite personal and quite difficult sometimes. So Matthew, it's really training.
Matthew, thank you so much. Can I just cut you short there, because I know there's somebody else who wants to mention something today as well. But that's brilliant. No, thank you so much for all of that insight and information. And you've got Matthew's name there if anybody wants to connect with him to follow up on anything that he's said, any suggestions, ideas that he's mentioned there. I'd like to invite Harry Davis as well, and I can see he's on the call. Harry, Harry's from Plastipack. Is he there? Yes, he's there. He's got his hand up. Harry, lovely to meet you. Hello.
Good to meet you too.
Lovely to meet you. Thanks for coming on today. That's
all right. No problem.
Would you like to share? We haven't got very long left, so just very quickly, we've got about 4 minutes left.
Yeah, sure.
If you just want to share some highlights of what you do.
I'll keep it nice and brief, but yeah, I'm Harry and I'm the people advisor at Plastipack, so I work in the HR team, and we're a bottle manufacturer in Gresford in North Wales. So being a manufacturer, all of our processes are heavily machine based, and that means that actually 88% of our workforce are men, right? So we're a heavily male dominated factory. And then we consider on top of that 50 of our employees have actually got over 20 years of service. So there is a heavy stigma there when it comes to mental health and men's mental health, and breaking that stigma, I think, has been a real challenge for us. Getting people to talk openly about their mental health and how they're feeling without it seeming like a weakness. We've got a lot of people who are just, I'm here to work, I'm here to get on the machine, do my job. But people go through hard times, and it's been kind of getting past that. So we started off, we've got a team of 9 mental health first aiders. So I know that Matt has already mentioned their mental health first aid as well. So, yeah, we got 9 of them across our different teams. So we have multiple shift teams, multiple departments. So making sure that our workforce is covered, no matter if they're working night or day, they've got somebody to lean on when it comes to talking about mental health. We have a dedicated wellbeing hub. So it is an area, a room away from the factory, where people can go into that quiet space. They can shut the door behind them. If they want to go in with somebody else and have a chat, one of the mental health first aid team, they can. If they just need that time to themselves to reflect, they can. There's plenty of information in the room. There's a touch screen as well that we've got where they can click on different links for, it could be the printing charity, could be Andy's Man Club, could be bereavement support, whatever it might be. We partner with Andy's Man Club as well. So we have a representative from the local branch in Wrexham, who is actually, well, they're coming to site in September to support with Suicide Prevention Day. So I think the 10th of September, like I said, is Suicide Prevention Day. So we've got Andy's Man Club coming to site to chat to our workforce about mental health. We do try and get out and about, but obviously having a factory of 200, which is a 24/7 business, does make it quite challenging when it comes to doing those external activities, making sure that everybody's catered for. But I think it's the little things that go a long way, making sure that our people know that they've always got someone to talk to, whether it's me, whether it's Julie who works in the office with me, whether it's their shift team manager. I think that little goes a long way. Like I said, it doesn't always have to cost money, but I think, yeah, the nice things such as the ice lollies, which we've done too, and providing extra warm workwear in the winter, things like that, does go a long way. But yeah, it's just having that support network, people to talk to. I think that's kind of a key thing that we do, but we always want to do more as well. So really interested to hear, well, everyone's ideas, and what we've heard so far has been great. So yeah, I think that was about a whistle-top tour. Yeah.
Thank you very much for sharing all of those details, Harry. That's brilliant. Thank you ever so much. We've got very limited time left on the webinar now. If we're sticking to the 30 minutes, we've actually just hit it, I think. Has anybody else got any questions before we wrap up? Is there anybody who desperately wants to add anything to that? Have we got anyone at all? No? In that case, then I'll wrap up. Thank you everybody for coming along today, and thank you very much everybody who's spoken about your workplace wellbeing and what you do to support employees. There's some great stuff there, and everybody watching, please remember people's names and do get in touch. So finally, a reminder, our Wellbeing Community Hub is there for you to access information and support. If you're already a member, you've got the password. If you've forgotten it, ask your relationship manager. And if you'd like to join and you're not already, then do get in touch on our website. This webinar has been recorded, so if you've got any colleagues at all who you think actually it'd be useful for them to watch this, you'll automatically get the recording in a few days, sometime next week. Do share, do pass it on. And thank you very much, everybody, for coming, and enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you.